At the piano is Colin Sell, and your chairman is Humphrey Lyttelton.
Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. You join us this week for a second visit to Peterborough. With his cheeky dummy Archie Andrews, Peter Brough became the world's most famous radio ventriloquist. However, most experts agree that his technique wasn't the greatest. In fact, when Brough was listening to Archie, you could see his ears move. Hang on, I see what's happened. There's an O missing. Peterborough's cathedral has its origins in the Saxon abbey built in the 10th century and dedicated to St. Peter. As it expanded, the abbey and its surroundings were known as a burg, which soon came to be called St. Petersburg. Eventually, of course, that name evolved into the one we know today, Leningrad. Despite the fact that they were mainly marshland, the fens were first inhabited around 35,000 years ago, the earliest settlers having walked from Europe, which was then still attached to England. Evidence exists of many from France occupying the local bogs, as they were so much nicer than the French ones. This part of England is notoriously flat and low-lying, with many areas actually below sea level. This was never a problem until the German raids of 1940, when the town hall was torpedoed by a U-boat. Just a few miles north of here is the town of Grantham, the birthplace of both Margaret Thatcher and Nicholas Parsons. That such a small town should produce even one great talent of world renown would be remarkable. But to produce two, well, that didn't happen either. Also born near Peterborough was Douglas Metcalfe, the pioneer of the modern electronic digital computer. Sadly, Metcalfe died in hospital in 1968 following a minor malfunction of his life support machine. His last words were, "Have you tried switching it off and on again?" But he isn't alone in dying while items of electrical equipment are being switched off. On my left, Barry Crowell and Graeme Garden. On my right, Andy Hamilton and Jack Dee. And making a welcome return to lend an experienced hand with the team's points, please welcome our delightful scorer, the ever-lovely Samantha. We start this week with a look at our language as we leaf through the pages of the Uxbridge English Dictionary. I'd like the teams now to share any new definitions they may have spotted recently. Andy, you can start.
Profiteering, a controversial item of jewellery in the shape of Muhammad.
Barry.
Loiter, device used by smokers in the West Country.
Jack.
Disarray, to give directions in China.
Graham.
Endorse, loser in the Grand National.
Offset, the regulating authority that inspects badges.
Statuette, what was that you had for dinner?
Gondolier, something you can catch from a boatman.
Piccaninny, the FA selection process for choosing England.
Onomatopoeia, the first sign of a weak bladder.
Ditto, the Marx brother who got fired because he was too samey.
Looming, valuable antique Chinese lavatory.
Loophole, device for cleaning a lavatory.
Placebo. The Marx brother who was fired because people only thought he was good.
Splinter, Japanese runner.
Urchin. The correct place to punch Hazel Blears.
Defamatory. Hard of hearing but still frisky.
Foxglove, basil brush.
Corsage. Blimey, it's a copper.
Okay, the teams are going to demonstrate their acting skills now in the round called Sound Charades. The Sound Charades format is based on the erstwhile TV favourite Give Us a Clue. In the original, the teams weren't allowed to speak, which made for great entertainment and endless laughter. The team's version differs in just one respect. Entirely. In the original, the teams mined the titles of famous movies. The undisputed master of the game was Lionel Blair, who was particularly good at the Rocky series of movies. Christopher Biggins relates how Lionel would visit his dressing room to hone his impression of Sylvester Stallone beating his opponents, often going down several times before knocking one out. Jack and Andy, you're to start, please, and your title will shortly be displayed to the audience via the laser display screen. For listeners at home, here's the mystery voice.
An officer and a gentleman. An officer and a gentleman.
Right, you're guessing this one, Barry and Graeme. Off we go, Jack and Andy.
What is it?
What is it?
It's a film.
Film?
Yeah.
How many words?
Yeah.
5.
5.
And what's it called? Hello, hello, hello.
Hello there, how are you? Can I just say that I'm a great admirer of everything you police constables do, you know?
No, that's very kind of you, sir. Actually, I'm not a constable. I am a detective inspector.
Oh, gosh. Oh, well done, you.
I'm in plain clothes.
Oh, right. But you're wearing a uniform.
Yes, that's right. I'm undercover. As a policeman.
Oh, I see. How ingenious. Now then, how can I be of any assistance?
Are you aware that this is a RPZ, a controlled parking zone?
Is it? Really? I didn't see the sign.
Spelt with an R.
No, well, I definitely didn't see that sign, no.
Perhaps your monocle is in the wrong eye, sir. I'm going to have to issue you with a penalty notice.
Well, that'll be just the ticket.
Ad nauseum.
Monocle.
Yeah.
Right, what do you think?
I think it was some sort of toff. Does the word toff appear in the title of the movie?
Of course
Now,
not.
how many movies are there with the word toff in?
Daisy pulls a toff.
What kind of policeman was he, Barry?
Oh,
He was plain clothes, he was masquerading, he was
What rank was he?
DI.
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 Yeah, which is...
Detective.
This is
Inspector.
like a documentary on Alzheimer's.
It's like a documentary on what?
If you're not a private or a constable, you're what?
Officer.
Officer. An officer and a gentleman.
toff. Oh,
Your turn, Barry and Graeme. Your title's now being exhibited on the laser display board. And here again is the mystery voice for listeners at home.
Limelight. Limelight.
It's a film.
Film?
One word. Here it is. I say, barman, do you have any sugar-free Roses cordial?
Certainly, Mr. Chaplin.
Thank you.
Is it a Chaplin film?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well done.
Well done.
You're in league with the devil.
Jack, get Paul Merton on your mobile.
Yes.
Time's up.
Is there a Limehouse Blues or something? No, that's just a song, maybe. Limelight, is there one called?
Limelight.
Where was the light bit?
Sugar-free.
Sugar-free.
Except that's spelled I-T-E, isn't it? And that's... What do you think, Jack?
Leave it, Andy. It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
But it's a question of points, though.
We've all had a drink, come on.
I'm going to try another round. Here's a further title going up on the laser display board for you, Jack and Andy, and here's the mystery voice for listeners at home.
Waking the Dead. Waking the Dead.
Right, this is a TV series.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to stand for this one.
How many words?
3. Oi! Liberace!
Come on, Elvis, shift your ass.
I'm a celebrity. Get me up from here. 3 words. 3 words.
What did they have in common, those people?
They were dead.
Waking the Dead.
Right, the final title is being displayed for you, Barry and Graeme, and here once more is the mystery voice for listeners at home.
A bridge too far. A bridge too far.
That's a film.
4 words.
4-word film.
Google.
Hamish! Hamish, you'll have had your tea.
Oh, I'm too upset for that.
Whatever's happened, old friend?
Have you not heard the terrible news?
You mean about you losing your kilt in the kirk?
Oh, that was small potatoes.
That's not what it said in the paper.
No.
What?
The terrible news about Forfar.
What are you going on about Forfar for?
What am I going on about Forfar for? Forfar has been halved.
What?
It's only half the town it was.
Oh, no.
They've had to change the name.
Jings, what to?
Exactly. And there's worse.
What?
They want to shorten it even more.
You mean they're going to edit half of Forfar?
Have you not heard a word I've been saying?
Does it start with 4?
No.
Does it start with far?
No.
Well, hang on. You're saying no. People are clapping.
Well,
Yeah,
They've halved Forfar, so is that near 2, does that mean? Or close to, is that? Don't get sarcastic, you've seen the answer.
A bridge too far.
The next round takes a look at the pitfalls involved in catalogue shopping. There's often the problem of gauging the correct size and colour from a photograph. For example, the size 42 brown jersey that Barry's wearing, that was meant to be a 36-inch green rotary lawnmower. OK, Barry. And Graeme.
no, thank you.
Oh. Yeah, you can both do it. Barry and Graeme. You are the customers, while Jack and Andy are the suppliers. So Barry and Graeme, start outlining your complaint now.
Well, I think we've come to see you because we're not satisfied with the goods purchased through your auspices.
What's the problem with it?
well, it's a question of Trade Descriptions Act for a start.
Yeah.
Mail order.
Mail order brides.
Yeah.
What exactly was
I got a man.
That's what it says, isn't it? Mail order.
Oh,
I mean,
come on.
first one I got from you, you promised a beauty from the Mystic East. And from Great Yarmouth.
No, I think that said Misty East, didn't it? Yeah.
And I got another one from you, and she brought her children with her.
She did.
And their children. 3 of those were pregnant.
Well, that is the family package that we offer.
Yeah. Oh. Very, very popular, isn't it?
It is very popular,
well.
yeah.
Well, the next one I got from you, I was disappointed with. She allegedly come from Bangkok, and she was supposed to be a titled lady. The widow of Lord Boy, I assumed. She was full of surprises, she was.
Well, it depends how you fill in the form. I mean, did you tick her box?
That's right, yeah.
Well, not on the first date, no, but I mean...
Also, it has to be said that we've had complaints.
It's true, we have. We've had quite a number of complaints.
From the girls.
Yeah, about what?
About you two.
What?
Cruelty.
Yeah.
Mental cruelty. Dragging them round to radio shows.
Yeah.
Trying out jokes on them.
Some of these shows in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Towns, no one would ever go.
Mr. Brooke-Taylor apparently was a client of yours, was he not? At one point.
Yeah.
Mr. Brooke-Taylor was, or we...
Yeah, they send him to me. He was my third.
Yes, yeah.
Best of the lot, actually.
So are you offering any compensation?
Well, all right. I mean, obviously we're not accepting any liability here, but I suppose as a gesture of goodwill,
yes,
we could, in this bride's area, you're not happy. Would you be happy if we offered one in lieu?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
all right then. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
One in lieu.
Now Christmas is almost upon us. The presents are wrapped under the tree, awaiting the grandchildren, and the buckets of water are by the upstairs window, awaiting the carol singers. Actually, it's an interesting historical fact that there's no evidence at all that Christmas Day should be in December. Some historians believe it should be in the month of September. Some support October or November, while Tesco's go for all of them. I brought along a selection of Christmas-related questions posed by our listeners, to which I'd like the teams to provide answers. Jack, the first one's for you. What's considered bad luck to do during the 12 days of Christmas?
Invite your relatives over.
Your answer is light a fresh fire. Keep the same Yule log blazing in your open fire throughout.
Well, I don't get my Yule log until Boxing Day, generally.
Graeme, now, how about this?
Hang on, Hum. There's a moment to be savoured here.
Your turn, Graeme. What's the correct way to cook Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts the British way. If you can still count them, they're not done yet.
The actual answer, remove the outer leaves and score the ends. Place them in boiling salted water and simmer for about 5 minutes. Oh. How about this one, Barry? On New Year's Day, it is considered bad luck if the first visitor to your house has what?
A warrant.
The answer is ginger hair. Finally, Andy, can you answer this? What is the meaning of the word pantomime?
Oh, no, this is, pantomime is Greek for 3 hours too long.
Oh, no, it isn't.
It's actually... It's actually made up of 2 Greek words. Panto, meaning all kinds, and mimos is a type of silent acting which we still know today as mime.
Oh.
Here are some for any of you to have a go at. There was once a tradition for young women to cut a branch from a cherry or pear tree on the 4th of December and place it in lukewarm water next to the fire. What would happen if the branch bloomed on Christmas Eve?
They would give thanks to St. Luke, the patron saint of warm water.
The answer is she would soon marry. How about this one? What is the origin of the traditional Christmas tree?
Well, this stems from the Victorian times, when it was considered that after Christmas there weren't enough dead trees littered around on the pavements. But for maximum effect, you have to keep it in the house first, so it gets hot, loses all its needles, and chuck it out. That's what happens.
No. The right answer is apparently that Martin Luther was the first person to bring a Christmas tree indoors and decorate it with candles in order to show his children what stars look like at night in the forest. Why didn't he take the bloody children outside? And finally, can anyone complete this well-known poetic description of Father Christmas by the poet Clement Moore? He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly elf.
And on long winter nights he would play with himself.
And the answer is, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. It's music time again with Swanee Kazoo. This is where the teams duet to combine the soothing glissando of the Swanee whistle with the cheeky rasp of the kazoo. Once an unlikely pairing, the Swanee whistle and the kazoo now go together as naturally as teddy bears and public floggings. Accompaniment will be provided by Colin Sell. Listeners will be interested to learn that when Sir Simon Rattle heard Colin play some of his own compositions recently, he said Colin deserved to be recorded and orchestrated. I know which option I'd go for. Jack and Andy, you can start. I'd like you to provide us with a rendition of The Lion Sleeps Tonight, to feature Andy Hamilton on the kazoo and Jack D on the Swanee whistle.
Can I point out that my Swanee has been under the lights, it's warmed up rather a lot, so it might not be pitch perfect, but...
Okay, you now, Barry and Graeme, I'd like you to provide us with a rendition of Big Spender to feature Barry Cryer on the kazoo and Graeme Garden on the Swanee whistle. I notice it's very nearly the end of the show, but it's just time. Now there's just time to fit in a round of Overweight Radio Times. Samantha tells me she has to nip out now, as she's off to see her new gentleman friend who's put on a little extra weight round the middle lately. He has some pretty wild theories to explain it, but Samantha says you can just about see where he's coming from. So while she's away doing that, I'll ask the teams to suggest Radio Times listings that are likely to appeal to an audience of overweight viewers and listeners. You can start this one, Jack.
Pies are not the only fruit.
Barry.
Strictly Come Waddling.
Graeme.
The classic play, Lady Windermere's Fat.
Andy.
Doctor Who ate all the pies.
Absolutely flabbiest.
Life on deep-fried Mars.
And tonight's movie, 4 puddings and a tuna roll.
I've got cellulite. Get me out of here.
Postman Fat.
How do you solve a problem like my rear?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the show, and indeed this series. I'd really like to say how much I've enjoyed it, but I'm not allowed to before 9 p.m. With that, from the teams, Samantha, myself and the good folk here in Peterborough, it's goodbye. Goodbye.
Barry Cryer, Graeme Garden, Andy Hamilton and Jack Dee were being given silly things to do by Humphrey Lyttelton, with Colin Sell setting some of them to music. The programme consultant was Ian Pattinson and the producer was John Naismith. We present I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, the antidote to panel games. At the piano is Colin Sell and your chairman is Humphrey Lyttelton.
Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. You join us this week in Manchester, the fine metropolis boasting a wealth of culture and history. As the epicenter of the Industrial Revolution, it was here that a phrase was coined that has survived to this day. What happens in Manchester today happens in the rest of the world tomorrow. So if you're listening, rest of the world, tomorrow it's going to drizzle. Famous people from Manchester include Gordon Hill, the former top division football referee. Beginning in 1958, Mr. Hill officiated at over 400 matches. Sadly, he was forced to retire on medical grounds in 1972, when his eyesight suddenly came back. Nearby Wilmslow is the upmarket suburb that's become home to many Premier League footballers. However, a recent documentary following the daily lives of their wives and girlfriends had to be abandoned when the film crew collapsed due to peroxide inhalation. Wilmslow was also the home of Alan Turing, whose work during the war eventually cracked the German Enigma code. Turing spent countless hours trying to make some sense out of a baffling series of transmissions. Welcome to my world. Let's meet the teams. On my left, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. On my right, Tim Brooke-Taylor and Jeremy Hardy. And preparing for some hot scoring action on the desk next to me, please welcome the ever-delightful Samantha. Okay, we start the show with a round about quotations from historical figures who, on certain occasions, seriously misjudged the course of subsequent events. This is going to be one of the most entertaining games we've ever played. Humphrey Lyttelton, November 2007. And Barry, you can start.
Leonardo da Vinci. I'm a painter. Who's going to buy a book with my name on it? It's a quote from the
Troy Times. This Christmas, the must-have present is a wooden horse.
Anne Boleyn. Well, he doesn't have commitment issues with me.
Scipio, the Roman consul, and talking kangaroo, probably. No, he said that the defeat of the Roman army is about as likely as a herd of elephants marching across the Alps.
What's that, Scipio?
The kids stuck down the mine shaft.
Mr. and Mrs. Hickler, you can never give your child too much sunny delight.
The one from 1666, Mr. Bryant, who said, "Good news, Mr. May. We've sold our first box of matches to that baker's shop in Pudding Lane."
The Pilgrim Fathers. Well, let's start a new country. I mean, what harm can it do?
The teams are going to sing for us now. In a game called One Song to the Tune of Another. And even as those words left my lips, I could sense the teams thinking, what in blue blazes is that all about? Well, fret not, as it's all relatively simple if given a proper explanation. If you think about it, a milk bottle is almost exactly like a song. It's wide at the base, but tapers to a small diameter opening at the top, which is sealed with a foil cap to prevent spillage. But that's not what makes it like a song. No, because the bottle contains milk, which is exactly like the words. The milk or words may be poured from the bottle or song, and then the bottle can be returned to the milkman to be refilled with different milk or words, just like singing one song to the tune of another. But I hear the teams collectively gasp under their breath. What about garden birds? Yes, there is the danger, as your milk sits on the doorstep, that the foil cap might have holes pecked in it, allowing the ingress of contaminant and rendering the milk unpalatable. Sadly, things are liable to go sour thanks to an unwelcome little tit. At the piano, Colin Sell. Okay, we'll start with you, Barry. I'd like you to sing the words of I Taught a Putty Tat to the tune of Unchained Melody.
I live inside my birdcage, hanging way up high. I like to swing on my perch and to sing my little song, but there's a cat that's after me and won't let me alone. I taught a putty tat creeping up on me. I taught a putty tat as plain as he could be. That putty tat is very bad, he sneaks up from behind. I don't think I would like it if I knew what's on his mind. I have a strong suspicion that his plans for me aren't good. I am inclined to think that he would eat me if he could. I taught a putty tat.
Okay, now, Tim, I'd like you to sing the words of Psycho Killer to the tune of By the Light of the Silvery Moon.
I can't seem to face up to the facts. I'm tense and nervous, and I can't relax. I can't sleep because my bed is on fire. Don't touch me, I'm a real live one. Psycho killer. qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa fa fa. Fa 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 fa. Oh, better run, run. Run, 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 run away. Psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Fa 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 fa. Better run, run, run away. And that's Jack.
Your turn, Graham. I'd like you to sing the words of Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now to the tune of Waltzing Matilda.
I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job, and then I found a job, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. In my life, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if I live or die? Two lovers entwined pass me by, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job.
And finally, Jeremy. I'd like you to sing the words of Hanky Panky by Madonna to the tune of Onward Christian Soldier.
Some girls they like candy and others they like to grind. I'll settle for the back of your hand somewhere on my behind. Treat me like I'm a bad girl, even when I'm being good. To you I don't want you to thank me, you can just spank me. Some guys like to sweet talk and others they like to tease. Don't clap, it's a hymn! Tie my hands behind my back and ooh, I'm in ecstasy.
We move on to a round looking at scandals. The habit these days is to indicate a scandal by adding the suffix "gate" in the style of the original Watergate affair. Last summer, Blue Peter misled their viewers about naming a cat in what became known as Kittengate. And now ITV have admitted misappropriating £8 million of viewers' money in what's become known as "we're a shameless bunch of thieving gits but aren't going to do anything about it gate." In this game, one team have been unwittingly implicated in a scandal about which they know nothing. Their task is to work out the precise nature of the scandal while being interviewed by the opposing team. And okay, we'll start with you, Tim and Jeremy. You're being interviewed by two journalists in the form of Barry and Graham. The nature of your misdemeanor will be displayed to the audience via the laser display screen. For listeners at home, here's the mystery voice.
They've accepted honours for cash. They've accepted honours for cash.
Okay, start your questioning now, please, Barry and Graham. And incidentally, audience, if you think they're getting warm, you can applaud. Won't do any good at all, but it'll give you something to do.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Yeah, Right. We begin by questioning our two guests tonight, Lord Hardy and Lord Brooke-Taylor, and it has been noted that it's only since you were elevated to the peerage that you've become so strapped for cash.
And, well, we were mugged on the way into the House of Lords.
Lord Hardy of Streatham, there was your surprise appointment as the Archbishop of Canterbury, which...
Well, as a Catholic, I think it's important to have an ecumenical approach to these things. And I asked for guidance from His Holiness, and I bunged him 40 quid, and he said it was fine.
But, Your Grace, and indeed you, Lord Brooke-Taylor, Duchess of Buxton,
Not only do you now appear to be second in line to the throne, but you were also seen and indeed photographed entertaining the Prime Minister at the Vanilla Hippopotamus pole dancing club.
Polish dancing is very important to the Polish community.
Exactly.
And the lap community's dancing is fantastic. They don't just work in Santa's grotto, you know. You're clearly accusing us of buying honours.
Yes.
Your turn to be the interviewees now, Barry and Graeme. The nature of your misdemeanour will be broadcast to our audience via the laser display board, while here again is the mystery voice for listeners at home.
They've accepted a booking on quote-unquote. They've accepted a booking on quote-unquote.
Okay, start
that's harsh.
please.
Good evening. Do you want to tell us about it?
Could you specify what
Well,
you're
don't
asking
you
us?
think that people in your position have a responsibility to younger entertainers to be somebody that they can
Yeah,
respect?
I would agree with that.
So can I just ask this? Have you completely given up on comedy?
Not at all, no.
Over
no.
to you.
No, not at all. Barry's still very funny.
Aren't you worried that other entertainers, genuine entertainers, might observe what you've done and copy you and once people are into that sort of stuff, all kinds of terrible things follow. They're hanging around with people like Nicholas Parsons.
Can you give us some idea of what you said?
On what occasion?
Whose words did you use, for example?
Our own words, I think.
Well, then you completely missed the
Missed the point of the point.
I don't.
What was the reason for your involvement? Was it a special celebrity edition? Because that's never happened before.
Involvement in what?
This Farrago.
This Farrago that you know very well.
This shamble.
Yes.
Farrago.
Can I?
Yeah, it's a kind of car.
Well, we were just invited to appear on this.
Yes.
They said, would you like to do 10 minutes on a Farrago?
Can I quote you on that?
Yes. And we said, is Nigel Rees involved? And they said...
The next game is all about spotting connections. The teams will be presented with a short list of famous names, places or items, and we'll try to guess which of them are connected. An obvious example would be if I were to list John the Baptist, the Good Samaritan, and Winnie the Pooh. You'd immediately spot that John the Baptist and Winnie the Pooh share the same middle name. While the Good Samaritan has it as his first name. Okay, I have with me a selection of unlikely items, and you teams have to spot the odd one out. And we'll start with you, Jeremy. What's the odd one out from these three? Manchester, a cabbage, the moon's atmosphere.
I think it's the moon's atmosphere because the other two smell of cabbage. Well, what else can it be?
That was Jeremy Hardy speaking.
Well, I'll tell you what the correct answer is.
Yeah.
The cabbage and the moon's atmosphere are both 95% water. Manchester isn't far off. You now, Tim.
Okay.
What's the odd one out of this list of three? Rats, astronauts, the baby Jesus.
Don't really astronauts, rats, the bit. Oh. You're never more than 10 feet away from a baby Jesus. That was Jeremy Hardy speaking.
The answer is neither rats nor astronauts are able to burp. This is true. Astronauts can't burp in space as there's no gravity to separate liquid from gas in their stomachs. Rats can neither burp nor vomit. Barry, now, here are three more items. What's the odd one out? A golden eagle, a metal coat hanger, a garden gnome.
You could make car aerial out of all of them except the wire coat hanger. It's a protected species, you know, a golden eagle. A guy shot one once, he was shooting grouse and it flew into his sights and he was in the magistrate's court and he got off on that explanation and the magistrate said, what did you do with it? He said, I ate it. He said, what did it taste like? He said, rather like swan.
Well, if you can remember the question, the answer is, on average, a golden eagle, a metal coat hanger, when straightened out, are both 112 centimetres long.
And the wire coat hanger and the golden eagle will both breed if undisturbed.
Yeah, that's true. How do you straighten out a golden eagle? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, send it to rehab first.
Yeah.
Counselling, that sort of stuff.
Finally, Graeme.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's the odd one out of this little list here? The koala bear, French fries, lavatory paper, a lead pencil.
None of them taste quite as good as they look. Apart from lavatory paper.
So what's the odd one out?
Lavatory paper's the odd one out.
Well, you're right, actually, because the koala bear, French fries, and a lead pencil all have confusing or incorrect names. A koala bear isn't a bear. French fries originated in Belgium, not France. And lead pencils contain graphite, not lead. We're poised to go back to the golden age of letter writing now. It's amazing how the art of communication has moved on. Most correspondence these days is, of course, conducted via email, which may be quick and efficient, but you do have to be careful about those spam messages. I inadvertently opened one recently, and there were pictures of young naked women. Underneath it said, click on the ones you want to have a sex romp with. That's disgusting. It's the ones with whom you want to have. Okay, teams, I'd like you to take turns to improvise the correspondence dispatched between two famous historical figures. Barry and Graeme, I'd like you to start by composing a letter from Henry VIII to Catherine of Aragon. And then Tim and Jeremy will come up with a reply and so on. However, the challenge is that the letters must be constructed by each panellist alternating one word at a time. When I honk, it's the end of the correspondence. Off you go, Barry and Graeme.
Dear
Catherine,
I
am
wondering
what
you
will
be
doing
next
week,
because
I
want
to
talk
about
something
which
I
rather
think
you
will
find
interesting.
namely
Divorce.
bum bum bum.
Repetition of bum. I
Sincerely
hope
that
you
will
agree
that
we,
namely
us,
will
decide
amicably
to
cut
our
heads
off
apart
from
mine.
Therefore,
I
have
insisted
that
Cardinal
Wolsey
draws
up
a
brief
chair
and
sits
down
in
it
so
that
he
can
tell
us
whether
we
will
be
comfortable
in
the
chair.
this
Will
establish
that
you
Winston Churchill. Now, where were we?
Deviation.
But
nevertheless
I
can
assure
you
that
we
will
definitely
be
having
a
party
next
Tuesday
where
everyone
will
be
beheaded.
all
The
very
best
yours,
sincerely,
King
Hal.
Reply, please, Tim and Jeremy.
Dear Henry, we hope that you are reconsidering the dumping of me. Because I am very nervous about losing my head. I am hoping
you
will
go
to
the
Pope
and
ask
him
for
a
bit
of
cheese. And pickle.
also
Coleslaw.
it would make me very happy, and
I
would like Woolsey
to
come
round
to
my
house
and
eat
blancmange,
but
not
cheese,
because
I
love
cheese.
It's
delicious,
and
also
I
love
kedgeree.
don't
You
love
kedgeree
as
much
as
I do, Henry.
we
Must
get
back
together
somehow
and
rekindle
the
romance
that
we
started
with
so
many
years
ago.
we
Could
make
love or not
as
the
situation
arises.
if
You
know
what
lots of love
from
Katharina. Well, it's very nearly the end of the show, but it's just time for an edition of the Farmers Radio Times. Samantha has to nip out now as she's off to visit her new farmer gentleman friend who's so committed to being organic he uses working horses on his land. Samantha says he has a selection of wildflower seeds that need sowing, so she's offered to throw her legs in the saddle, ride down to the meadow and spread them for him. So, teams, while she's away doing that, I'll ask you to suggest what listings might appear in an edition of the Radio Times likely to appeal to an audience of farmers.
Start the wheat.
Sex and the subsidy.
Never mind the bullocks.
I'm a combine harvester, get me out of here.
Pig of the week.
Hen behaving badly.
Veal or no veal?
The moral maze.
Desert Island ducks.
GMTV.
A race with goat on goat.
I'm a celebrity, get off my land. So, ladies and gentlemen, as the South African prop forward of time goes into touch and the English hooker of fate explains she charges extra for that, I notice it's the end of the show. So from the team, Samantha, myself and the fine folk here in Manchester, it's goodbye.
Barry Pryor, Graeme Garden, Jeremy Hardy and Tim Brooke-Taylor will be given Silly Things to Do by Humphrey Lyttelton, with Colin Sell setting some of them to music. The programme consultant was Ian Pattinson and the producer was John Naismith. We present I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, the antidote to panel games. At the piano is Colin Sell and your chairman is Humphrey Lyttelton.
Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. You join us for a second week in Leicester, a city of varied culture and heritage. Many of Leicester's place names emanate from its 9th century Danish occupation, including Deangate, Wiggiston Lane and Unsmoked Rindey Street. founder of the English Parliament, Simon de Montfort, was born here, and one of the city's concert halls was named in his honour, after he took the title 3rd Baron de Bingo on Tuesdays. Over the following centuries, Leicester became known for the fine quality of its textile manufacture. Towards the end of the Civil War, Charles I came here and bought 3 items of clothing, including the 2 shirts he wore at his execution. Luckily, his wife had the foresight to keep the receipt for the hat. Nearby places of interest include Melton Mowbray, home of the pork pie. The recipe to the original pork pie is a closely guarded secret, but it's known to rely on using pork from a specific breed of pig that produces a copious amount of gelatinous fatty grease. Many breeders have successfully raised such pigs, but none has ever managed to catch hold of one. The many well-known names associated with the town include W.G. Grace, who, in partnership with his brother, founded the department store made famous by Mrs. Slocum and Captain Peacock. Leicester also has plenty to offer those in search of culture. The city's museum and art gallery houses what was believed to be Britain's largest dinosaur until the advent of ITV Digital. But there's more to Leicester today than just well-known dinosaurs. Let's meet the teams. They are on my left, Graeme Garden and Barry Cryer. And on my right, Jeremy Hardy and Tim Brooke-Taylor. And taking her usual position on my left hand, please welcome our scorer, the ever-lovely Samantha. We start with a round of celebrity misquotes, where the team suggests things that famous people are never likely to have said. Jeremy, would you care to start, please?
Lawrence Llewellyn-Bowen, do you think this makes me look a bit camp?
Graham.
One from Jerry Springer. Your private life is no concern of mine.
Tim.
Jeremy Hardy. And now here's a song you'll all recognise.
Picasso, can you see what it is yet?
Richard Littlejohn, well, I'd need to give that some thought before I express an opinion.
BBC Two controller Jane Root. My biggest ambition is to get the goodies back on my channel.
Duke of Edinburgh, far be it from me to comment.
David Attenborough. No, pass me the big gun.
King Harold, 2020 me.
David Starkey, where are my manners?
Graham Norton, I do.
Neil and Christine Hamilton. Oh, we couldn't do that.
Queen Victoria, I pissed myself.
Barry Cryer, no thanks, I already had a half. It's fun this round.
Tim Brooke-Taylor, no, I'll get them in.
Charlie Dimmock. Gosh, it lifts and separates.
Boutros Ghali. Oh, so you're called Boutros as well.
Vinnie Jones. Ooh, you made me jump.
Nicholas Parsons. Oh, you don't want me in the photograph.
Okay, the teams are going to sing along now to a selection of well-known discs in the game called Pick Up Song. As usual, Samantha made her regular trip to the gramophone library this morning to collect the records she'd ordered. She doesn't like heights, but the archivist is very helpful and always climbs the ladder to fetch her some of the most successful discs in music history. She says she always looks forward to her visits as he goes up with his feet firmly on the steps and hands down her giant hits. Samantha is now ready and waiting at the turntable, eager to give the discs a spin. You should sing along, teams, until at my signal she turns the volume down. Then you must continue singing, and if when the music returns you're within a gnat's crotchet of the original, I'll be awarding points. And points mean prizes. What? What was so special about Pavlov? This week's prize is sure to delight every gazelle enthusiast who hates his pets going astray. It's his stamped-addressed antelope. Right, you're to start, Barry. I'd like you to accompany the Beatles singing Oobla-dee, Oobla-da.
Desmond has a barrow in the marketplace. Molly is a singer in a band. Desmond says to Molly, girl, I like your face. And Molly says this as she takes him by the hand. Obla-dee, obla-da, life goes on, brah. La-la, how the life goes on. Obla-dee, obla-da, life goes on, brah. La-la, how the life goes on. Desmond takes a trolley to the jeweler's store. Oh, bloody old bladder.
Your turn, Tim. I'd like you to accompany Dusty Springfield singing You Don't Have to Say You Love.
Always stay. It wasn't me who changed, but you. And now you've gone away.
Bastards.
Don't you see that now you've gone and I'm left here on my own, that I have to follow you and beg you to come home. You don't have to say you love me.
Okay, Graeme, now I'd like you to accompany Bob Dylan singing The Times They Are A-Changing.
And it soon will be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then it better starts from then I'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. Come rioters and critics who prophesize with your pen, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. And don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in the spin. There's no telling who that it's naming.
Finally, Jeremy, I'm bound by my contract to ask you to accompany Sting and the Police singing Roxanne.
Roxanne, put on the red light.
Everyone's been very kind.
Right, the next game is called Sound Charades. It's based on the old TV favourite Give Us a Clue, where terrific comedy entertainment was provided by top-class celebrities performing mimes in silence. Our version differs slightly in one respect, and totally in all the others. The original game revolved around miming the titles of songs, books or films against a strict time limit. Sadly, however, Give Us a Clue hasn't been made recently, so we'll never see what team captain Lionel Blair would have done with modern films. Lionel used to get quite emotional, and no doubt after 2 minutes against the clock, the talented Mr. Ripley would have put a lump in his throat. Tim and Jeremy, you're to start, please, and your title will shortly be displayed to the audience via the laser display screen. And here's the mystery voice for listeners at home.
The Seven Samurai. The Seven Samurai.
Right, you're guessing this one, Barry and Graeme. Off you go, Tim and Jeremy.
3 words, and as far as I know, it's only a film.
Just a film, yeah. Sleepy?
Yeah.
Dopey?
Yeah.
Happy?
Yeah.
Doc?
Yeah.
Grumpy?
Yeah.
Bashful?
Yeah.
Sneezy? Put down those great big swords and come and eat your sushi.
The Japanese connection completely
Is it
flies to me.
Is it 7 Dwarfs for 7 Brothers?
Yes, that's it.
Something like that.
Well, I don't know. Shot in the dark, Ghost Adventure, 7 Samurai.
No.
Well done. Very good. Right, your turn, Barry and Graeme. Your title's now being exhibited on the laser display board. And here once more is the mystery voice for listeners at home.
About a boy. About a boy.
It's a film and a book, and it's 3 words.
3 words. Goes something like this. Ahoy there, Dougal!
Ah, hey, man. Oh, Vale and had your tea. Well, come away up on deck.
Oh, Jings, that's quite a swell.
It's this... it's this bell-bottom kilt.
Oh, man. Great heaven. Is that the ship's log?
So it's been called?
Oh, James, I must lean over the rail. I'm feeling a bit queasy.
Oh, dear. Do you want me to heave too?
Well... It's entirely up to you, old friend.
Well, don't worry, we'll be heading back now.
Well, if I may I presume that you're going to turn round that thing bobbing in the water?
Oh, yes. Or, in correct nautical parlance, we go...
The cruel sea.
No.
The kind sea?
Go round that thing, I think.
No.
No, go about, Captain. Oh, about a boy.
Very good. It's now time to play the game called Mornington Crescent. But first I noticed from the small mound on the post-room floor that our pet mole has got out again. And that we've received a letter from a Mrs. Trellis of North Wales. She writes, Dear Songs of Praise, thank you for attending our church last week. Our charity raised several £100 from the sponsored 24-hour bell-ringing marathon and was flooded with applications from new members. Yours sincerely, Mrs. Trellis, North Wales Tinnitus Society. OK, teams, this week we'll be playing Mortimer's Second Amendment, a highly specialised version of the game which, once Parsons Green has been declared, forces play along the Great Western Axis, obliging players to sacrifice 7 sisters in order to prise open their opponent's laterals.
Could you just repeat that, please?
In order to prise open their opponent's laterals. Okay, Tim, you can start and shut up. Tim, you can start. And a word to the wise. Try Albright's second opening.
Second opening? Mm-hmm. It's the first time you've ever helped me. Goodge Street.
That's Albright's first opening. Graeme, is that right?
No.
Am I wrong there?
It's his first opening.
Adjudication, Humphrey.
First opening revised.
What about
first opening? Second opening is complete.
Too early for an adjudication. And anyway, I can't say it, so that's...
No, play on.
All right, I'll play on then. Cleveland Street.
Yeah.
Naive.
Leicester International.
Just being silly, aren't you?
It's pushing it a bit, I think. Oh, Parsons Green.
Yeah.
Now, it's been declared, has it?
I said it out loud, that's declaring it.
Yeah, but Humph won't have heard it.
Or do I
go... St Martin's Lane.
We can confer in this mode.
Oh, yes, go on. Confer away.
Ignore the voices, Barry.
Yeah, but it's worth it, isn't it?
You can go to Seven Sisters right now, yes.
Yeah, and okay.
Yeah.
Seven Sisters.
That's
Collier's Wood.
Touching Beck.
Oh.
Oh, that's rather good.
Yeah, no. They're laterals.
No, that's
exposed.
good.
Yes, you're in there.
They're exposed, though.
Straight in.
They're
Straight
complete.
in there now. Wow. Go for it now.
It isn't his turn.
Oh.
That was a small snag.
Well, I'll help here. Platts Lane.
Mornington Crescent.
I've just noticed that, Barry, you were obliged to sacrifice Seven Sisters.
Yeah.
It says here, obliging players to sacrifice Seven Sisters. But you didn't do that.
No, he didn't, actually.
No.
He declared early. Before tea.
No, but
Let's not live in the past. But it having proceeded, that negates it. You can't go back on that and say I didn't sacrifice it.
I'm the chairman. I can go back on anything I want.
Come on, look, we've all had a
You
drink.
let it
Come
go
on.
in the first place. Humph let it go in the first place. That's
leave
not
it,
my
Barry.
fault.
It's not worth it.
The next game is called A Day in the Life, and it's where I ask the teams to imagine themselves as famous...
Let's say
It's a tall, bloody order. It's where I ask the teams to imagine themselves as famous celebrities. I brought along a selection of interviews with famous people where they reveal the most intimate details. Fancy not sacrificing the Seven Sisters.
Obsessed.
It says here, it says so in the rules.
No,
I
you're
read
right,
it out.
you're
I
right.
read it out.
Go on, rake the ashes, rake the ashes.
I brought along a selection of interviews with famous people where they reveal the most intimate details of their private lives. Certain key elements have, however, been omitted. The team's task is to guess what those missing sections might contain. Right, we'll start with you, Barry and Graeme, and A Day in the Life of Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. When we decided to move from a flat to a bigger house, we set out to find somewhere we could...
Wreck.
walk straight into.
Oh.
I remember my wife Jackie ringing me to say she'd found the perfect place. It's a 30s bungalow with a roof extension in Blackheath, South London. We're aiming for a romantic open-plan look with chintzy colours. And on the roof we're putting a faux...
toe of Handy Andy.
dovecot. I divide my time between TV design programs such as Changing Rooms, Change That, Home Front in the Garden, and...
hiding from clients.
my own interior design company. We're rather bohemian, and on our walls have been known to paint...
our toenails.
stripes. This is in order to give clients a feel of...
foreboding.
colour relationships. I live on coffee and fags until the evening when I have a blowout and eat more at one sitting. and eat more at one sitting than
I could before the blowout.
anyone I know. I've always dressed
in the dark.
flamboyantly. I think if you decorate in your best clothes, you tend to
look as big a prat as I do.
Be more careful. When I'm wearing my long red coat, our little daughter Cecile
tries to post letters in my mouth.
Thinks I look like Captain Hook. Okay. And that's an overstatement. Right, you now, Tim and Jeremy, and for you I have the words of Victoria Beckham. I shall read this in my own voice.
As opposed to the last one.
I knew from the first time I met David that I wanted to
have a joint bank account.
Marry him. I knew he liked me, but for the first 3 dates he wouldn't even
pass the ball.
We were sitting in our dressing gowns when David pulled out the ring, got down on one knee and said,
"Look, a hand grenade."
"Will you marry me, Victoria?" We don't go to celebrity parties. I prefer to be at home in my pyjamas sitting in front of the
photographers.
David is a fantastic sportsman and he's very intelligent, but he's not going to sit down in interviews and start using
his putty.
really long words. Brooklyn looks so beautiful. He has my nose and David's.
Fifth metatarsal.
Thighs. Brooklyn thinks all daddies play football and all mummies
come from Egypt.
Appear on top of the pops. Before going to bed, I always take off my
roof rack.
Makeup. That's it. Well, it's very nearly the end of the show, but it's just time to squeeze in a round of French Radio Times. Samantha says she has to nip off now, as she's been invited to stay with her new gentleman friend in his Bordeaux chateau. He's asked her to help taste some of his vintage clarets, and she's looking forward to trying a robust 86 and a rather tempting 72 before joining him in the cellar to enjoy a full-bodied 69. So while she's away sampling that, I'd like you please, teams, to suggest TV and radio shows that might be listed in a special French edition of Radio Times. Tim, will you start, please?
The Milkwood.
Le Pen behaving badly.
Louis XIV's Weird Weekends.
Hello, hello.
Mad, she wrote.
Au revoir, pet.
Who wants to be a legionnaire?
Gare du Nord's question time.
Quasimodo in Dead Ringers.
A tribute to one of France's greatest civil engineers. Ooh, you are Eiffel, but I like you.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, as the visually impaired hairdresser of time waves cheerio to the Gary Rhodes of eternity, I notice it's time to say goodbye. So from the team, Samantha, myself and the fine folk of Leicester, it's goodbye.
Barry Cryer, Graeme Garden, Jeremy Hardy and Tim Brooke-Taylor were being given silly things to do by Humphrey Lyttelton, with Colin Sell setting some of them to music. The programme consultant was Ian Pattinson and the producer was John Naismith.
What a trooper Samantha is. If you've ever seen her and have a picture of her, email me a copy. I'd love to see what she looks like.
We present I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, the antidote to panel games. At the piano is Colin Sell and your chairman is Humphrey Lyttelton.
Hello and welcome to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. You join us this week at the Wales Millennium Centre in the fine city of Cardiff. The people of Wales have made a contribution to world events far out of proportion to the size of their population. Evidence that the Welsh settled in America was discovered in 1792 by the English explorer Stanley Richardson, who found a tribe of fair-skinned, blue-eyed people who lived in wigwams and spoke a form of Welsh, although they only did that when he turned up. This tribe, known as the Medogwis, not only taught Richardson how to prepare their native dish of melted cheese on toast, but also showed him how to make fires to send smoke signals. Sadly, Richardson was a bit slow on the uptake, and they quickly ran out of English holiday cottages. The notorious Chicago gangster Al Capone wasn't Welsh, but his right-hand man, Machine Gun Murray, was. Murray was the gang's fixer of leading politicians and became boss for a while when Capone was in prison. Murray died in 1937 of herpes. You don't normally die of herpes, but you did if you gave... We couldn't come to Cardiff without a mention of their fine football team. Although a fiercely proud Welsh team, Cardiff City play in the English League despite the language barrier. But they're gradually getting the Italian and Portuguese. Let's meet the teams. They are on my left, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And on my right, Tim Brooke-Taylor and Rob Brydon. And please welcome our very own tasty Welsh rarebit, our scorer, the ever-delightful Samantha. Okay, we begin with an educational round this week called Uxbridge English Dictionary. There are those who are ignorant of the difference in meaning between apparently similar terms. For example, some have no concept of the subtle distinction between the words prosperous and comfortable. Well, those of us who benefited from a classical education and therefore understand the derivations of these terms know that prosperous defines one who has amassed a large amount of money and material possessions, whereas comfortable painted the hay wain. However, words are constantly changing their meaning, so I'd like the teams to share any new definitions they may have spotted recently. Graeme, you can start.
Granule. Santa Claus's mother.
Suitable. A cow. Suitable, you see. It's
Pastiche. What Sean Connery eats in Cornwall.
Rob.
Dictaphone. Someone you don't like calling.
There's also arsehole. Suddenly remembering the capital of South Korea.
Bronchodilator, a very old horse.
Audi A4. What you say when you drop a heavy ream of paper on your foot.
There's also Trinidad, the reply to the question, which of those two fashion experts do you fancy, son?
Twinge, what Sean Connery calls children of a shame-age.
Cruise control, Scientology.
Windbreak, backward fart.
And benign, what it'll be after 8. Suitable, a cow.
What about ski lift, the elation you feel after eating a yogurt?
And there's knee pads, Scottish turnip commercials.
Aberdare. To challenge Benny, Bjorn, Agneta and Annafrid.
Creme brulee, the crematorium's on fire.
The teams are going to sing for us now in the game we call One Song to the Tune of Another. Probably the easiest way to understand this is to think of a song as a pair of trousers. The trousers represent the words which are carried along by the legs, or tune. Periodically, the trousers or words might be replaced with a different pair. And this is the clever part, teams, because often they aren't the same length. And then the words don't quite fit the tune. But I hear you retort, isn't there extra material at the hem which can be used to add length? And how far can you go? Could you extend a pair of football shorts to the ankle? You could, but it would be the biggest letdown ever. At the piano, Colin Sell. Okay, Tim, I'd like you to sing the words of Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus to the tune of that lovely Welsh song, The Ash Grove.
Her name is Noel, I had a dream about her. She rings my bell and I got a gym class in half an hour. Oh, how she rocks in Keds and tube socks, and she doesn't know who I am and she doesn't give a damn about me. 'Cause I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby, just a teenage dirtbag. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby with me. Her boyfriend's a dick, he brings a gun to school, and he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth.
Your turn, Barry. I'd like you to sing the words of A Walk on the Wild Side to the tune of We'll Meet Again.
Holly came from Miami, FLA, hitchhiked her way across the USA, plucked her eyebrows on the way, shaved her leg, and then he was a she says, hey babe, take a walk on the wild side, said, hey honey, take a walk on the wild side. Candy came from out on the island in the back room. She was everybody's darling, but she never lost her head, even when she was giving hand.
Your turn, Rob. I'd like you to sing the words of Anarchy in the UK to the tune of Just When I Needed You Most.
I am an antichrist, I am an anarchist. Don't know what I want, but I know how to get it. I wanna destroy the passerby, 'cause I wanna be anarchy and no dog's body. Anarchy for the UK. It's coming sometime, and maybe I give a wrong time. I wanna be anarchy in the city. Is this the MPLA? Or is this the UDA? Or is this the IRA?
And finally, Graeme, I'd like you to sing the words of Shut Up, You Face by Joe Dolce to the tune of Morning Has Broken.
Oh, when I was a boy, just about a fifth grade, Mama used to say, don't stay out at 8. With the bad boys always shoot a pool. Giuseppe don't flunk a school. And Mama used to say, what's the matter you? Hey, got no respect, what do you think you do? Why you look so sad? It's not so bad. It's a nicer place. Shut up by your face.
Okay, we're going back in time now with a round called DIY 70s Cop Show. This game is a tribute to the popular TV series Life on Mars, in which a chap goes into a deep coma at the beginning of the series and keeps waking up to find himself in 1973. They've stolen my life. In this round, I'd like you to come up with a 1970s cop show drama. The 70s were much simpler times, long before the age of the hoodie and the ASBO. These days, it's even necessary to send grumpy grannies to prison. But I noticed that 85-year-old who was put away successfully appealed against her sentence and had it reduced from 6 months to life. Okay, teams, I've furnished each of you with a selection of sound effects common to the 70s detective genre, which you should play in yourselves. To indicate the end of the round, I'll do this with my horn.
Very impressive.
I hope I still have a horn when I'm your age, Hump.
Okay, start us off, please, Tim.
Right. Hi, I'm Tyler, Tim Brooke-Taylor, but you can call me Bonnie.
Right, Bonnie, you're late.
Sorry, I was lost in France.
You poof.
Inspector, sir.
What is it?
I brought the tea trolley in, sir.
You brought tea, you other poof. What have you brought tea for?
To celebrate, sir. I've had a tip-off.
Have you, Goldberg? Well, out with it.
All right, sir. Hey,
hang on. Who's this?
I'm Tyler, but you can call me Bonnie.
You look a bit peckish, Bonnie. Here, have something from the trolley.
What is it?
It's a hard egg.
What? Nothing but a hard egg?
Watch it, Gladys, you woman.
Oh, Gov, they're planning a raid on the payroll at the empty cardboard box factory.
The empty cardboard box factory? Come on, let's go. Get in the Jaguar. On second thoughts, get in the Panda.
The Panda's doing impressions, Gov.
Let's use the car.
Good idea.
Watch out, Bonnie Tyler. You might get run over by those 3 blokes on that 3-seated bicycle.
Goody, goody, yum, yum.
2 of them are really quite good looking.
Oi, Oddie, are you looking at my bird? You poof.
Well, here we are at the factory. What's that coming out of the shadows?
Well, it's the boys in blue.
Well, it's the hard man Higgins in his velvet jacket and... flares. Hairy flares.
You'll never take me, Olive, sir. You'll never take me alive.
Well, look out. He's got a shooter, a stabber, a knocker-outer.
He's got a bloody piano. Well done, Tyler. You knocked it out of his hand. You poof. Right. Interrogation time. Strap him to the chair. Right, you nonce. Oh, it's not working. Pin his eyes open. Gladys, turn it on.
Yum, yum.
I'll talk.
Okay. Now, browsing amongst the self-help guides in my local bookshop recently, I noticed a volume called Window Dressing for Dummies. This prompted the thought that there ought to be more guides to self-improvement. I know that Graeme recently tried to publish his book called Teach Yourself Fire Eating, but health and safety came down on him like a ton of bricks and had to prosecute themselves. However, Tim's Guide to the Correct Use of Vaseline won this year's prize for non-friction. And I'm pleased to be able to report that Rob's latest book on telekinesis has been flying off the shelves. However, we thought it would be a good idea to bring the classics to the masses in a more accessible form. With this in mind, the teams are going to present their pocket versions of books, plays, films, TV programs, etc. in the shortest possible form. And I'm going to ask you, Tim and Rob, to start.
We're doing a version of Waiting for Godot. Do you think he'll come?
Probably not.
Barry and Graeme.
The condensed version of King Lear.
Yep.
Ooh. I'm going to leave it all to the girls.
You must be mad.
Oh, yeah.
Die Hard. Look at the state of your vest.
Oh.
What happened?
If I told you, you wouldn't believe it.
Oh, fair enough.
We just got a cut-down version of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Arr! Arr!
Arr! What's going on?
I got no idea.
Lord of the Rings. Every time I put this ring on, I become invisible.
Oh, I'd take it back if I was you.
The teams are set now to revive the art of letter writing. It was one letter written from war-torn Africa by a French doctor to his colleagues in Paris that sparked the foundation of the international aid organization, Médecins Sans Frontières. And what a difference their aid workers have made in crisis areas, trying to run up greasy slopes wearing huge papier-mâché heads. Okay, team. Okay, teams, I'd like you to take it in turns to improvise the correspondence between two famous historical figures. Tim and Rob, I'd like you to start by composing a letter from Florence Nightingale to Lord Cardigan. And then Barry and Graeme will come up with a reply, and so on. It's the and so on bit that bores me to death. However, the challenge is that the letters must be constructed by each panellist alternating one word at a time. When I honk, it's the end of the correspondence. No, that sounds dreadful, doesn't it? When I honk, I said, no, that sounds worse. When I honk, it's the end of the correspondence. Off you go, Tim and Rob.
Dear
Lord
Cardi,
I
hope
you
are
well
and
wish
to
tell
you
in
deepest
confidence
that
I plan to start
a
big
family.
This
is
not
what
I
intended
to
do,
but
I
just
didn't
plan
this
thing
at
the
time
of
the
planning.
If
You
are
getting
horny
at
the
thought
of
me
having
a
baby,
then
you
could
be
coming
with
a
large
set
of
pliers
for
a
visit
to
the
sumptuous
and
yet
strangely
cold
and
yet
strangely
inviting
place
that
I
call
home.
If you don't
Come
to
see
me,
I
will
kill
myself.
self.
Yours
Lovingly,
Florence.
Dear Nightingale, I am furious at your letter because it was delivered to me by hand and it contained the news that you were intending to produce a large family. Therefore, I intend to sue you because I was very concerned to find that I am pregnant. I hope you will soon be learning to fend for 5 and will ensure that you will remain your pristine and pure and unsullied whilst still and continually fresh and somehow debauched, yet fragrant, although louche. Self. Yours very angrily, Lord Cardi.
Well, I notice it's very nearly the end of the show, but there's just time. No, there's just time to fit in a final round, which has been sent in by a listener, Hazel Hall, who writes, "We've been playing this for years with great hilarity. The idea is to list what you can buy in the ornithologist corner shop. However, before you start, teams, Samantha has to nip down to the corner shop to complain about their standard of newspaper delivery. They keep leaving her newspaper on the step, but Samantha says she likes to start the day by pulling her daily mail through the letterbox. So, teams, your suggestions, please, of items that might be stocked by a corner shop devoted to the needs of ornithologists. Graeme, will you start, please?
Yes, a tin of Tate & Lyle Golden Chirrup.
Also, some tomato soup, 2 cans for the price of 1. Makes a pheasant change.
Can I pitch in with this one? If you're thirsty, some PG tits.
Lapwing souchong.
Some underarm cormorant.
There's some feminine hygiene supplies, sanitary owls with wings.
Sweets for the kids, curly-whirlies. Curly-whirlies.
Yeah. Oh, top shelf, some gully mags. Lots of tits. No.
Peregrine wellies.
There you go.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, as the florist of time takes a daffodil out of her vase, and the greengrocer of fate takes a leak out of his window, I notice it's the end of the show, so from the team, Samantha, myself, and the fine folk here in Cardiff, it's goodbye.
Graeme Garden, Brooke-Taylor and Brooke-Taylor were being given silly things to do by Humphrey Lyttelton, with Colin Sell setting some of them to music. The programme consultant was Ian Pattinson, the producer was John Naismith.
And Humph and the team will be back at the same time next week.
I'm sorry I haven't a clue, the antidote to panel games. At the piano is Colin Sell, and your chairman is Humphrey Lyttelton.
Hello and welcome to a brand new series of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. You join us today in the splendid Liverpool Playhouse. Liverpool is a fine old city whose linguistic derivation is an interesting one. Apparently it takes its name from 2 Old English words meaning boggy water. The town is first mentioned in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle when King Edmund sailed up a creek of the Mersey and discovered muddy pools, who went on to become one of the greatest blues guitarists of the 9th century. Let's meet the teams. They're 4 performers who I first knew as hopeless beginners, barely able to string a joke together. And I can honestly say that success hasn't changed them at all. They are on my left, Barry Cryer and Graeme Garden. And on my right, Willie Rushton and Tim Brooke-Taylor. And the warmest of welcomes, please, for our lady at the scoreboard, whose skillful hand never fails to get the team's points up. The very lovely Samantha. We'll start with a round called Celebrity Misquotes, or in the words of Oscar Wilde, there's only one thing worse than being talked about, and that's having nothing to declare but my handbag. In this round, teams, I'd like you please to provide some suggestions of things that famous people, alive or dead, would never have said. Willie, will you start, please?
Well, true though it be, Jesus Christ would never have said, total bastards shall inherit the earth.
Graeme?
Clive Anderson. No, you talk, I'll listen.
Tim, Duchess of York. Have this one on me.
Barry.
Vinnie Jones, violent, moi.
Right, open house. Any more?
Andrew Neil, in all modesty.
Oprah Winfrey. Your private life is no concern of mine.
Beethoven. There's no need to shout.
Anthea Turner, I know my limitations.
Demi Moore. Tim, I may not be much, but take me.
Okay.
How sweet.
Our next round, teams, is an old favourite called One Song to the Tune of Another, but it'll need some explanation. As you might guess, this is a musical round in which each of you will start by vocalising the lyrics normally in tone to a popular song of my choosing. However, the refrain usually associated with what we call the first song will be dispensed with, and instead we'll take another tune or second song from which the vocal part has been removed, leaving just the melody line. Next, we'll play the melody line of the second song, that's the one without the words, to accompany the first song, that's the one without a tune but with lyrics. So, and here comes the clever part, teams. What you're doing is literally singing one song to the tune of another.
Could we just run that through again, Humphrey?
Well, I must say, it is a rather unnatural combination, which reminds me, you'll be accompanied at the piano by Colin Sell. Barry, I'd like you to start by singing the words of Yes, We Have No Bananas to the tune of the Star-Spangled Banner.
There's a fruit store on a street, and it's run by a Greek, and he keeps good things to eat, but you should hear him speak. When you ask him anything, never answers no. He just yeses you to death as he takes your dough, tells you. Yes, we have no bananas, we have no bananas today. We've string beans and onions, cabbages and scallions and all kinds of fruit, and say we have an old-fashioned tomato, a nice juicy potato.
Wonderful. That registered 2 on our clapometer. Graeme, would you please sing the words of Underneath the Arches to the tune of The Deadwood Stayed?
Underneath the arches I dream my dreams away. Underneath the arches on cobblestones I lay. Every night you'll find me tired, out and worn, happy when the daylight comes creeping, heralding dawn, sleeping when it's raining, and sleeping when it's fine. I hear the train rattling by above. Pavement is my pillow, no matter where I stray. Underneath the arches I dream my dreams away.
Right, it's your turn, Tim, now. Would you please sing the words of Pinball Wizard to the tune of Jerusalem?
Ever since I was a young boy, I played the silver ball. From Soho down to Brighton, I must have played 'em all. But I ain't seen nothing like him in any amusement slim and tall. That deaf, dumb and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He stands like a statue, becomes part of the machine, feeling all the bumpers, all is playing clean. Plays by intuition, the digit counters fall. That deaf, dumb and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball.
Finally, you, Willie, would you please sing the words of the little Jimmy Osmond classic Long-Haired Lover from Liverpool to the tune of the Marseillaise?
Heavy and long-haired lover from Liverpool, and I'll do anything you say. I'll be a clown or your puppet or your April fool. If you'll be my sunshine daisy, from L.A. I'll be your leprechaun. I'll sit upon an old toadstool. I'll serenade you till I'm old and grey. I'll be your long-haired lover from Liverpool. You'll be my sunshine daisy from L.A. You'll be my lonely daisy on the mountains high. There were lots of other flowers to my door. See how the flowers hung their heads. I cried, just the longest of them all. Hey, what is this sardine looking at?
Well, with Christmas on the way, we're all looking for interesting ideas for presents to enjoy at home with the family. So I thought it might be appropriate, teams, for us to sample an exciting new board game I've discovered, which tests its players to the limits with interesting general knowledge questions about hair. It's called Trivial Hirsute. Everyone starts by placing their counters on the first square, except for Graeme, who, under the circumstances, has allowed a head start. Graeme, will you start, please, now? I want you to roll the dice. Now make a move.
17 the hard way.
Tell me what category you're in. Take your time.
That's entertainment.
Right. What word traditionally comes between air and lair in the Sandhurst entrance examination?
Pass.
Well, I'll give that question to Tim.
Could it be hair with air, hair, lair?
Your turn, Tim.
Oh,
roll the dice.
So exciting.
Right, and you've landed on...
Science and nature.
Science and nature, right. Here's your question. During a full moon, what would you expect to grow all over the body of Sir James Goldsmith?
Edward Fox? Do I get another go?
No, later. Later. It's your turn, Barry.
Yes.
Roll the dice.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. History.
Okay, here's the question. According to tradition, what was it about Judas's hair that indicated he was not to be trusted?
His toupee.
The answer is, he had red hair.
Good Lord.
Gosh.
Judas's carrot.
Your turn, Willie.
1.
Good.
But I'm going to jump about on the spot. No, it makes you feel you scored more. History.
According to Old English superstition, what would it mean if a hairpin fell out of your hair?
It's happening again.
No sympathy.
Do you know what the answer is?
I forgot.
It means that someone wants to speak to you.
Good Lord.
What, you mean like, is that your hairpin?
Graeme, it's your turn.
Oh. 2. There and back. Entertainment again.
During entertainer Bruce Forsyth's little-known career as a commercial pilot, what was his nickname?
I think it was Wiggles.
Could have been the world's favourite hairline.
Hey, wait a minute. I've got to say, your turn now, Tim.
It's just nerves, that's all.
Just his teeth.
Our science and nature.
Right, Lanugo, Velas, and Terminal are all names of what?
Paula Yates' children.
Do you know the answer?
They might be names of hair?
Yes. Barry.
Uncanny.
Just a guess.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's history again.
Right, what did the goddess Juno remove from Dido as she lingered on the burning funeral pyre?
The fire extinguisher.
Or?
Not hair.
Not in its entirety.
Is it one hair?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, it's a lock. I'm not quite sure whether a lock is...
No, sorry. No. Is it, audience? No.
All right, Willie, now.
Do you realise this pathetic plastic cup cost £1? That's probably more than the dice.
Shake it carefully, then.
Oh, yeah.
Where have I heard that before? Three. I cheated. Science and nature.
What type of shirt is traditionally worn by people living in self-denial?
The Tottenham Hotspur home strip.
Okay, that's the end of that one. The next round is entitled Good Morning Radio. It's a game subtly adapted from morning television by adding the word radio. And changed beyond all recognition by adding the word good. In this round, teams, I'd like you to alternate as interviewers and guests on a breakfast chat show. As you would expect of the genre, the job of the interviewers is to prevent their guests from saying anything of interest. Points will be awarded to the guests for any interesting information they're able to slip in. So without further ado, let's find out who the guests are today on Good Morning with Tim and Willie.
Our guests today are Father Christmas and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Good morning, both of you.
Morning.
And I'm the
Which of
reindeer.
you is Father Christmas?
And why is your nose so red, Father Christmas?
Ho, 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 Tim. Rudolph and I, in fact, travel on this airborne sleigh, which is the only one of its kind in history, which is a unique
Do you
feat.
collect any interesting insects?
Only in my beard. No, I was talking about the only airborne sleigh in history.
What colour is it?
It's red.
Right.
Red.
With gold trimmings and little cherubs and things painted on the side, and little bas relief. And the runners are pure platinum. And what's also extremely interesting...
Great story about those runners,
Oh,
isn't there?
yes. Tell them about the runners.
Well... It's an amazingly fascinating place where we actually live.
What a shame we haven't got any more time. Anyway, thank you very much indeed.
it's time now to find out who'll be taking the couch on BGTV with your hosts, Barry and Graeme.
Good morning.
Morning.
And, well, over the years on the couch, we've had a lot of fun, actually.
And then the guests came in.
Yeah. And this morning we're very privileged to have Her Majesty the Queen and Princess Margaret.
Good morning. Morning. Morning.
Mums, before we...
Morning. Good morning. Morning. And to all my people, good morning. And to all my sister's people, morning.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but...
So well, thank you.
Before we get to the makeover... I wondered if you had any hints on Caribbean cooking.
Just put everything in that pot.
Yes, that's what we do, yes.
We wouldn't touch it with a barge pail.
Do you ever go...
We wouldn't touch a barge pail. We don't know what a barge pail is.
Your Majesty, has your facial hair ever caused you embarrassment in
I
public?
once grew a 14-inch beard just to help it. It's just a trick of the light. It doesn't show on the stamps at all. Can I sing now?
Well, we were hoping that you'd be out on the weather map with Fred.
I bet you like a flutter on the lottery, don't you? Sisters together at home doing it, the lottery.
What is he talking about? Vulgar little man.
No, I think we're talking about the lottery, where the numbered balls drop. And people win a lot of money for it.
Changes people's lives. You could win a lot of
think
money.
having your numbered balls drop would change your life. I wish it had happened to some of the family.
I don't want to hurry you along, but I'm expecting...
Who is that?
Gold
That's the
trumpet
nice
in
Humphrey
waiting.
Lyttelton. He's going to play for us, eh? Are you going to sing with him, dear? Probably. We're beginning to sound like Hinge and Brackets. We are.
Okay. It's time now for the next round. Teams, I'd like you please to suggest some of our more traditional sayings and proverbs that might usefully be adapted to suit certain foreign countries. We're going to start with you, Tim. In your own voice, please.
Thank you.
Spain. There are plenty more fish in your sea.
Sweden. A soft voice turneth away wrath, but talk like this and they'll piss themselves.
Willie?
From Italy, accidents will happen in the best regulated families in Sicily.
And in Russia, they say, don't put new wine into old Boris.
Holland, if the cap fits, you're safe.
In Japan, they say get rid of these scavenging birds before you bring the harvest in. Rook before you reap.
In France, they say Le Pen is mightier than President Chirac.
In Eastern Europe, they say you can't bloody get out of Estonia.
Australia, love is blind, so brace yourself, Tim.
Right. It's now time to play that old favourite, Spot the Ostrich. This is a particular favourite of Barry's, and he's been nagging me for years to play the game on the programme. Teams, you already have your safety helmets and feather dusters. So, lights out, please. And Samantha, open the cage.
Spotted it!
Well done, Barry.
I must admit I have played it before.
Okay, moving on. We now come to a long-forgotten musical round called Cyril, which involves singing the words of a given song, but in reverse order. They call it Cyril because, rather cleverly, this is lyrics spelled backwards. The idea to revive this old classic came to me suddenly one day as I was walking through Finsbury Park, or as Cyril players know it, Crappy Rubsniff. So, teams. Thinking caps on backwards, please, because I'd like you to sing along in reverse to the piano accompaniment of Les Nillock. The artist formerly known as Colin Sell. You know, I was interested to learn recently that Colin doesn't just play the piano. In fact, I have a letter here which says he's recently become very handy on the sax. And that's signed by the Haringey Council Waste Disposal Department. Right, Tim and Willie, you're to start. I'd like to hear from you a backwards rendition of the duet, A, You're Adorable.
Adorable, you're A. Beautiful, so you're B. Charms of full cutie, A, you're C. And darling, A, you're D. Exciting, you're E. Arms, mine, feather, A, you're F. And me too, good look, you G. Heavenly, so you're H. Idolize, I, one, you're I. Jill and Jack, like we're J. Kissable, so you're K. Eyes, you're in line, love, the is L. Day, all on go. Could we be O-N-M? Okay, you're speaking alphabetically. T-S-R-Q, bomb. Complete like my name, U. Sweet, very, your means B. C-Y-X-U double. U with alphabet, the low on 1, 2 fun is me to mean you what you tell to.
That's the first time I've liked that song. Your turn, Barry and Graeme. Your backward song is Anything You Can Do.
Better do can you anything? You then better anything do can I? Can't you know? Can I yes? Can't you know? Can I yes? Can't you know? Can I yes? Can I yes? You then greater, I'm later or sooner. Greater be can I be, can you anything? Not your no. Am I yes? Not your no. Am I yes? Not your no. Am I yes? Am I yes? Cartridge single A with partridge A shoot can I? Arrow and bow A with sparrow A get can I? Cheese and bread on live can I? That on only and? Yes. Ratter can so. Can you know Teddy? You then hire anything sing can I? Can't you know? Can I yes? 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 Can't you know?
That's very nearly all we've got time for, in fact, but there is just long enough, I think, to play a round called TV Seasons. This round was inspired by those themed Channel 4 seasons that tackled taboo subjects. Explicit programs have recently included drug abuse, weird culty religions, and non-stop kinky sex. And that's just one episode of Brookside. Teams, I'd like you please to come up with some suggestions for the titles of challenging films and other programs likely to fill a late-night Channel 4 season on the subject of gardening. Willie, will you start, please?
The Great Train Shrubbery.
Privets on Parade.
Starring Petunia Clark and Robbie Coldframe.
Lorne Green, Patrick Moore, Claire Bloom and Kate Bush. Not to mention Graeme Garden.
Hello, Collie.
Back to the Fuchsia.
Laurel and Hardy Perennials. The compost man always rings twice.
And,
Grow bag in anger.
Bring me the hedge of Alfredo Garcia.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, as the Pete Best of time picks up the redundancy notice of eternity, and the Trevor Jordache of fate glimpses the garden patio of destiny, I notice we've finally reached the end of the show. So from Samantha, the teams, and myself, goodbye.
Taylor, Barry Cryer, Graeme Garden and Willie Rushton were being given silly things to do by Humphrey Lyttelton, with Colin Sell setting some of them to music. The programme consultant was Ian Pattinson and the producer was John Naismith.
If you live in the Cambridge area, there's a chance to attend the final recording of I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue in the current series, which will take place in the newly furbished Cambridge Arts Theatre on the evening of Wednesday, the 4th of December. Tickets can be obtained by telephoning the Arts Theatre box office. For further information about the recording, phone 0171 765 4098.